Hi. As most of you guys know, yesterday was my court date. For those of you who don't know, I've been, wow, it's harder than I thought. Um, Going through a separation from my soon to be ex husband. And I decided to do video blogs from here on out. I really want to bring attention to some of the serious sides behind the scenes that I don't think other people see, that I don't think outsiders see. I think a lot of things get lost in translation, and so many people are quick to judge on things they don't even know about. And not that I feel I owe an explanation to anyone for anything, for any of my decisions. I do feel like I want to let people know that they're not alone, that there's more things out there. And I know it's kind of hard to take me seriously with the noise in the background, but mommy duty never ends. And if I leave the room, my daughter starts crying. Um, I've been having a hard time, not so much with the separation itself, but the way it ended. And yesterday was a bittersweet victory for me. I finally had somebody that believed me, that helped me. Um, I've had so much support from my in-laws. My in-laws, I mean my best friend's family. They're like my family. um, they're my daughter's godparents. From friends, from people who genuinely care about me and my kids. But when it comes to legal matters, I haven't had any help. Clerks refuse to help me. Legal advisors that were supposed to be free for everybody refuse to help me. The officers who were supposed to serve my ex-husband papers, they acted like it was such a burden I was putting on them. So, it's been kind of hard dealing with everything and feeling like even though you have everybody there for you and you have support, the justice isn't really being served, and nobody's there to protect you and your kids. And you're doing everything the right way. You're doing everything the legal way. You're doing everything the civil way. And it seems like every step that I took further to make things right, I got pushed 10 steps back. And I have on this ear my ex husband, just soon to be ex husband, calling me the worst of names, saying the worst of things to me. And I was okay with that. I made excuses why it was okay. I made excuses why it was my fault. I rationalized the arguments. I rationalized the lies. I rationalized the miscommunications because I genuinely believed that he'd get better, that we'd go to marriage counseling and it'd get better. And unfortunately, it didn't. And even after we split up, I still loved him. I still do. We had 7 years together. He helped raise my daughter. But on February 5th, he and I got into a verbal argument. Um, he began to accuse me and my daughter of ignoring his calls, which was never the case, and I'll prove that to you guys as time goes, because this is something I plan to keep doing. And I'm trying to explain to him, no, I would never do that. I would never have my daughter forget about you, or kind of disown you, so to speak, simply because we're split up. You're the only dad she's ever known. You raised her since she was almost 4. She's almost going to be 12. So I wouldn't do that. my daughter, you guys know her, she got pretty upset, started crying and screaming, Dad, I'm not ignoring your calls. Dad, look. Dad, listen to me. Stop. She just got so angry, so upset that her dad would accuse her, of ignoring him when she would say that they were the dynamic duo. And as she's crying and screaming, he tells her, shut up. I don't care. Scream all you want. It doesn't faze me. And I apologize for what I'm about to say. He tells her, I'm not a fucking nigger. You're not a fucking nigger. Don't scream at me. I'm not across the street. And I just look at him like, are you kidding me? This is Harmony. This is your daughter. How could you do that? And I got so upset. I got so mad. I said, you need to fix this. Fix it now. I told him, you know what it feels like to not have a dad. You're still angry at your dad 20 years down the line for not being there for you. Me and my dad, for our own reasons, don't talk. I barely have a relationship with my mom. Don't do this to her. Fix it. I'm so mad. And she goes in the room and she starts talking to him. And he tells her, if you're going to have that attitude, get the fuck out of the room. And kicks her out. So I got all of our stuff, or as much as I could, and I just left. And after that day, I couldn't rationalize anymore. I couldn't make excuses anymore. I couldn't find a reason why his behavior was okay anymore. When it was with me, it was okay. I did do something. I did push him. I did say the wrong thing. I wasn't appreciative enough. I'm not helping enough. There was an excuse for why he was doing what's okay with me. But I couldn't rationalize that anymore. I couldn't do it anymore. Not after that. All of a sudden, everything just kind of clicked to me. It's never been me. Because it could never be my kids. It's you. I don't know what you're so mad at. I don't know what you're so angry at. I don't know who did what to you. But you're so mad to talk to your kid that way. And your reasoning, his reasoning, is, well, she's not really mine, so it's okay. As long as I don't talk to my daughters that way. This is what you guys don't see. So, it was after that I kind of figured, I can't rationalize for him anymore, There's, no excuse for that. And I just stopped. I stopped all communication after that day. There's no way I could talk to somebody who could talk to our children that way. You've been her dad since she was 4 years old. And I just can't fathom somebody talking to their child that way. And I could see why people would believe him, why people are supporting him. Because you love him. You believe in him. And you could never in your life imagine that somebody that you love so much with everything you have could be capable of doing something so cruel. It's much easier to cast blame on the other party and, she's being bitter and she's being petty and she's making stuff up and, she's just doing this to get to you and she's just trying to keep her kids from you and she's manipulating them. Nobody saw the man behind the door. Nobody saw the mental and verbal and emotional abuse, the financial abuse inflicted on me and my kids. I didn't let them see that. It's embarrassing. It's so shameful that I'd allow something like that to happen to me and my kids. That I wasn't strong enough in any of these 7 years to put a stop to it. But I just believed in him so much. There was no way, no, no, no way whatsoever. There's just no way that the man that I love could do that. Because there was those rare moments where he looked at me and call it wishful thinking. Maybe I'm just being naive. And I know he loved me. Maybe not the whole 7 years, but a part of them. But whatever demons he was fighting, they won. They were too strong for me and my kids to compete against. And this is the side that you guys don't see. Everybody talking shit. Fuck child support. Fuck baby mama drama. Oh, what a bitch, she's not letting you see the kids. Oh, what a bitch, she's taking you to court. Oh, what a bitch this, what a bitch that. Nobody sees the text messages calling you names, the text messages putting you down, the videos of your daughter crying because her dad just told her he's not her dad anymore. Nobody sees that. And when they see it, they still don't believe it. And you tell me why. You tell me why mental abuse isn't a crime. You tell me why you have to be hit, to be believed, to be protected, to be helped. Because if I tell you that he called me a bitch every single day, if I tell you that he said I was good for nothing and nobody to him, and he could do better, and even though I looked the way I looked, that he still loved me, you tell me why 7 years of that isn't considered mental abuse. And everybody, oh, well, you're stupid, you should have left a long time ago. I know, fuck that, I would never let a man put me through that. Bullshit. Bullshit to every single one of you. So quick to judge and so quick to tell me what you would have done differently. But when push comes to shove, nobody's right there helping you but the ones you love. Nobody. Nobody's there. You could sit there till you're black and blue in the face and tell me that you would never let a man treat you that way, but that's bullshit. And you could sit there and tell me that you would never let a man treat your daughter or your sister or your mom that way, but what makes that any better than letting somebody treat your friend that way? What is so different? Knowing your homeboy, your friend, your cousin, your brother, your uncle, your nephew, your son, what is so different letting him treat other women that way, but not letting anybody treat somebody you love that way? Why? Why is it okay? Why is it okay to make excuses for that man to treat his family that way? But it's not okay to let anybody you love be treated that way. You explain that to me. You explain why I have to go through so many hurdles, so many hoops, bend over backwards, jump like a dog, bark, and do all these tricks for somebody to believe me and my kids are being hurt by this man. And you know the fucked up part is, at the end of the day, I still love that man, and I don't know that I'll ever reconcile with him. We won't. Not at this stage. We won't. I know we won't. And I just want it to stop. You tell me why it's okay for this to continue to happen in this day and age. When is that going to be taken seriously? When? When is it going to be taken seriously? When is that kind of abuse going to be taken seriously? When is it going to be enough to have our kids out of that environment, to have a wife out of that environment, and even husbands? Because some of you wives are bitches out there and treat your men like shit too. Some of you sorry ass parents are so quick to manipulate these moms and these dads and these kids and everybody just out of spite, out of hatred for the other person, when there's good parents out there wanting to see their kids. Good parents out there willing to do anything for their kids. And you bitter parties are doing whatever you can to keep it from them. Why? Why would you do something like that? When I have this man who I bent over backwards to be in his child's life, not even willing to give you $10 for food. Calling my daughter a nigger? Really? And you guys are keeping good men, good women from their kids. And this man, I have to fight every obstacle to convince somebody to believe me. And finally somebody did. Finally somebody did. And you know all it took? All this fucking paperwork. That's all it fucking took. A month and all of that paperwork for somebody to believe me. And you don't know how hard it was not to stray. You don't know how hard it was not to do things the wrong way, the illegal way, the shady way, the fucked up way, the bitter way. You don't know how hard it was. But every door got slammed in my face, and every time I felt like giving up. But finally, somebody believed me. They saw the text messages. They saw the videos. They saw the screenshots. They saw the hospital papers. They finally saw me and my kids, and they believed me. And you know, it's not the whole battle. It's not the whole war I won. This is just the first step, and I know many steps that I have to take, but it's a huge step. And it's a win that I've never wanted to win. It's a win that I wish I'd never won. Because my ultimate goal was not to sit 3 chairs away from my husband. I'd fight in court. My goal was to lie in bed with that man and pass away together. And nobody saw the bruises that he left me and my kids except for that judge. Nobody wanted to see. But now you guys do. Now you guys see how hard it is on the other side of a divorce. I haven't said anything, but I'm not staying quiet anymore because this is fucking serious. You will not call my daughter names. You will not put her down. You will not tell my kids you hate them. You won't do those things and get away with it. You can't. I won't let you, and I don't care if it takes me to the end of my dying day. I'm not letting another family go through this willingly. How could anybody be okay with this? Every single one of you supporting him, knowing the facts, knowing this. How could you guys still support a man like that? How? What if it was your sister? Your mom? Would you let somebody treat them like that? Why is it okay to be let him? Why is that okay? I'm just, every day's a battle. Every day is hard. To hear your daughter cry, to pretend that she's okay. To see your other daughter upset because dad's so mean. To hear the man that you once shared a bed with call you such disgusting names. To see his pettiness and just hate towards you when you've done nothing but love him. And the worst part is, at the end of the day, you still love him. And even though you don't want to get back together, and even though you don't care if that's an option or not, your wish is for him to get help, talk to somebody, be okay. Because the last thing any good mom or good dad wants is for their kids to not know their father or mother. But the last thing I want is to put my kids through hell just for the sake of knowing their dad. Just be okay. Talk to somebody. If it is my fault, then it's my fault. It's my fault. I will take responsibility for it. If the reason you're so angry and you're so bitter and you're so hateful and you have all this anger in you is because of me, then it's because of me. But talk to somebody so that what you're doing isn't hurting your children. What is the harm in that? I go to church and I talk to somebody because this is too hard for me. I take self-parenting tips all the time on how to deal with what's going on and not take the anger out of my kids and how to stop putting so much pressure on them to be little adults when they're children. There's no shame in trying to be a better parent. You know, you're so willing to lose your wife and your kids all because you want to be right, and that's fine. But your kids are your kids, and you won't have these kids again. And 20 years from now, they will still be angry at you. they will still be hurt, and you're never ever gonna be able to fix that. Not fully. Not if you wait too long. And I can't convince him to go to counseling, and I can't convince anybody else to go to counseling. But maybe I can help somebody who's going through the same thing leave a bad situation, or just offer some kind of moral support, I guess. I've been so lucky to have that support. But it's hard because the only support you want is from the person you married, and that's the support you're not getting. And I'm angry at the situation. I'm angry at myself. I'm angry at my ex. I'm angry at the justice system. I'm angry because nobody takes this seriously. And I don't mean just take my situation seriously. I mean take the cause seriously. It's a serious situation. If I call you a bitch and you wave it off, fine. I'm an asshole for calling you that. I'm just a punk. I'm just a hater. Fine, but what do you call 7 years of that? What do you call 7 years of the same thing every day? What do you call that? I'm the dumb one for staying? Everybody puts the blame on the other party. You're dumb for staying. You're dumb for not leaving. You're dumb for letting him. And what is he? What is the man who said these things to you? What is the man who inflicted that pain on you? What is the man who put you and your children through hell? I'm the dumb one for not leaving, and you know what? You're right. I completely agree. I am. I'm so stupid for staying as long as I did. I'm so stupid for loving a man and trusting him with everything I had. I completely agree. But if I'm dumb for staying, what is he for doing it? Nobody can answer me that. You tell me what you would do if you lost your one and only son, and not even a week later your husband tells you the reason he died was because of you. But you're right. That's not mental abuse. That's not emotional abuse. Then it's not verbal abuse. You guys are right. I just need to learn how to suck it up. Now do me a favor and tell that to my daughters. Tell my daughters they need to learn how to suck it up. Tell the girl down the street she knows how to suck it up. Tell your mom she needs to learn how to just walk away. Tell your sister she needs to learn how to get over it. Tell your daughters. Look at your daughters and tell them it's their fault and they should have left and they should leave. Tell them. Because if you guys are so quick to tell me that, you better be damn quick to tell them that. And you tell them that when a man calls you a bitch, when a man tells you he's gonna kill you, when a man tells you you're good for nothing, it's not an emotional abuse. You're just a pussy. Ay, mija, you just don't know how to take it. Tell them that. When you go to court and you're fighting the same battle I'm fighting, for your daughter, for your wife, for your mom, for your sister, for whoever the perpetrator is, whoever the victim is, stand there next to the person doing the abuse and tell them, hey, it's cool, she's just bitter. Tell them. Tell every single person in your life that you love who's been abused that it's not really abuse because there's no bruises. I know it's hard to believe, but that's why I started this, video blog, so to speak, because my ultimate goal these next 30 days is to show, life behind the scenes of a divorce and what it really entails, what it really is. It's not, at least for the party that cares, it's not just bitterness and angriness and I get money and you don't, and I get custody and you don't, and I never want to see you again. It's not that. It is fear and sadness and hurt and betrayal and emptiness and loneliness and sorrow, and it's just so many things that you guys can't even begin to imagine unless you yourself have gone through it. And maybe by the end of the 30 days, the people who used to judge will stop judging. The people who so willingly and blindly followed an abuser will stop following him. And if they truly loved him, will help him get help so that he doesn't hurt himself or his kids anymore. Because believe it or not, even though you may not say it's your fault or you're not doing anything, the day you lose your kids because of your behavior, you will be hurt. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but you will be hurt. You know, and that's what I want to do. That's my goal. Show you guys the severity of mental abuse, of emotional abuse, and verbal abuse, the toll that it takes, and that not everything's picture perfect, and that not all the time, but for the most part, when a woman is crying through a divorce or trying to keep her kids away or anything to that effect, it's not because she doesn't care. It's because she cared too much. And that's my cue. So, until tomorrow, you guys.